What's up, viewers? So I picked up another motion light up at Harbor Freight this time. So this is a security light, a standard solar powered motion security light that you would fix up on your shed, barn, home, whatever it may be. If you guys have seen any of my other videos, you'll know that I've done a lot of these motion lights that I've rigged them up and put them near my feeders. So at nighttime, if there's any hog activity, varmint, bobcat, coyote, then usually these motion lights will become activated and of course they'll turn on. They conserve a lot of energy. They don't seem to blow through the batteries too quickly. And these little solar panels generally do pretty well. Can you say hello?
Hello.
Cheapo of the cheapos. We're gonna go ahead and fashion a green lens onto this 500. We've got this little green container here. It's made out of about an 1/8 of an inch thick plastic. And we're gonna go ahead and cut out a perfect little square that'll fit directly over the lens. Just in case you guys are wondering what this is, it is one of those slime tire plug kits that you can buy up at Walmart for like $5, $8. I've had it in my truck forever. We're gonna go ahead and cut out that little section. I'm gonna go ahead and trace it out here and go ahead and fit it to the, see if we can't fit it to the lens. Let's pop this open and see exactly what we're getting here. All right, well, of course, there's a little owner's manual. Set that off to the side. Slide everything out. Looks like we got some mounting screws here. Got six mounting screws, plus some little concrete stud holders. This looks like the actual light assembly, covered in some bubble wrap. And alright, so we have a nice full-size motion sensor, and of course the 500 lumen LED light. Now, of course, with us needing a green lens cover, like I said, we're going to go ahead and cut out that perfect desired square, and we're going to go ahead and mount it in here. Looks like it'll be fairly simple to take off these screws. 2, 3, 4. So we got 4 screws. We'll go ahead and pop those off, and we'll go ahead and basically see if we can't get it set up to where we'll be able to just press that guy on. But if not, I got some commercial grade clear tape. It's almost like Gorilla Tape. If you're using that stuff, it's awesome. It'll hold up in rain, all kinds of thunderstorms, you name it. Maybe even snow and stuff, but we're down in Texas, so of course that don't matter. But it looks like we have an adjustable, we got a little adjuster on here. We can angle this motion sensor to whatever we prefer, and it's got feels like a pretty decently sturdy mounting bracket here, or we can go ahead and drop a couple screws in those 2 holes. But all in all, looks pretty cool. We have the solar panel, which looks like it is, this one is separate, and you have to, oh great, we have to plug it in. Now, I have had these solar panels before where you've had to plug them in, and you need to put some silicone on these connectors. Once you plug them into the bottom, you need to go ahead and lay a nice little layer of silicone in between this connection and the little conduit that it plugs into. Ultimately, because this is cheap metal that ain't gonna hold up when it comes to water, so it's gonna start to rust immediately, and your electrical connection is it's basically gonna go to hell in no time. So it'll last a while, might go a few months, but I've had these motion lights out for long periods of time, and these little connectors, if you don't properly weatherproof them and weatherproof all the cracks on these little motion lights, then you're ultimately going to lose it due to condensation and other moisture being able to work its way inside. So, but it does look like a decent little solar panel. Feels like, you know, it's somewhat solid. Jumping back onto the design of our Bunker Hill security motion light here. So on the back here we have a little toggle switch over here that you can switch to the on position there, or you can switch it to auto, to where it'll automatically pick up motion and of course turn on. And then in between, in the middle, is your off switch. Now, one cool thing that I do like that is a little bit different from some of the other inexpensive motion lights that I have played around with in the last year is the connector for the solar panel is actually on the very bottom here. So when it comes to the rain, you know, the rain, it's not going to be raining down on the side of it. A lot of the times with these motion lights, you know, sometimes you'll have it to where it plugs in on the side, but still having it down here, it even has somewhat of a ring edge around it. See if you guys can get a good shot of that. You can see it kind of has like this extended little tubing that comes out, and that almost acts as a protector from the rain, you know, from the rain when it's raining sideways and it's coming in at an angle aggressively. I would imagine that this little extension here of plastic piping is going to keep that connection somewhat protected. So that is a nifty little design advantage that this Bunker Hill is going to have over some of those other inexpensive lights that are similar to this. So if you go by Walmart, they offer about 7 or 8 different variations of motion security lights that are pretty much just like this, but they're all a little bit different, and some of them are a little bit more expensive than others. I'll show you guys real quick just one of their examples of what they have so you can get an idea of what I'm talking about. So here's one of my other 500 lumen LED lights. This guy here, as you can see, this little circle ball extension. This is your motion sensor, of course, and these are not as sensitive in my experience as these guys right here. These guys right here on the bigger side with this little screen that wraps around, those are going to pick up motion a lot better than these little bitty balls that are protruding on these other ones. Now you can pick up this motion light up at Walmart for 15 bucks. This guy over here, we're looking at something that was a little bit more, extra $9 on retail. So I've got a couple of these though. They do pretty decent. Ultimately you have your power switch down on the back here. If you guys can get a good look at that, see if it'll focus in. There it is. So turn it on to the auto position. I do have another one of these guys that I have mounted and put green, transparent green film, a few different layers on top of this, and I've got it currently set up at one of my feeders. It's doing pretty well. It's holding up nicely. Granted, I did go ahead and try to waterproof it as best I could. If you notice where the plastic, you know, kind of seams together here, I went ahead and ran Gorilla Tape just all around this guy and tried to seal it up as best I could to make it to where it would hold up in the rain and wouldn't have any issues with getting water inside of it, because that is an issue that I have come across with doing these LED motion lights and leaving them out in the middle of nowhere where the elements get to them, and the temperature and changes throughout the year just tends to wear them out. And at the end of the day, you know, you're getting what you're paying for. You're not dropping 350 bucks on these lights. You know, these are just budget motion lights that you're leaving out there and testing out. So as you can see, this one's kind of nifty though. It does have a solar panel that's built in, so there are no wires or cables to work with on this guy. This is a great, efficient, effective little light, and I've got it mounted to a wooden post about 4 feet off the ground, just on the edge of my feeder. I have it pointing in the right direction to where from my deer blind, I've got a good view of anything that walks up to the tripod feeder that we have set up. This light generally lights up the area and puts out a good green glow. Like I said, it does. This is my own personal one back at my house. Just wanted to show you guys a quick comparison on another inexpensive motion light that's a little bit different than the new setup that we got here. Alrighty guys, so we went ahead and measured out the dimensions of the rectangle that we're going to need to cut out, and just going to try to make it happen with this green clear material. So let's give it a try. Guys, so I'm going to leave this video as a part one. If it has intrigued you and you guys are interested in seeing what the light has been like with how it's operating, check out part two. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel, I guess. Just I'm gonna try and get that part two finished here, hopefully in the next 2 or 3 weeks. Hopefully that's not too long, but long story short, I finished the LED light and it has been working well. I've had a few hogs walk up in front of it, and also been able to see the deer activity in the evenings as well. It lights up quite a bit and throws out a good amount of lighting. And of course, I'm always putting more lights. I'm kind of obsessed with I'm on a pursuit for the I guess for the best budget feeder light that I don't have to pay, you know, over $50 for. So hopefully you guys enjoyed watching it. I try to give my best opinion on some of this stuff, but I'll go ahead and leave it at that. If you guys are interested in seeing the second part of this video with the light fully completed, be sure to subscribe to the channel, and I'll show you guys what the finished product looks like and where it's mounted and where I have it set up. So stay in tune, I guess. Take it easy. Have a good evening, a good day, good weekend, whatever it may be for you. But we'll see you guys next time. Bye.